The schedule makers have high expectations for the Green Bay Packers as well. They have 6 primetime games and another standalone game. So we will see a lot of the Green Bay Packers. We'll see Cowboys at the Packers week 6. Sunday Night Football. I've never been to Lambeau Field, Chris. I have a feeling that that's going to be one of the weeks, assuming that there's an easy way to get from Pittsburgh to Appleton or wherever you have to fly into to get to Lambeau Field. Never been there.
That's incredible. I did not know that. We were there.
We have 2
one
games
time.
this year.
Wow. So, yeah, we were there a few years ago for Minnesota, oddly enough, and you didn't come there that day. You know, it was a freezing night late in the year. Do you remember that game? It was Case Keenum and the Vikings that year. And I'm just, I was new to the NBC and all of that, and I guess in my memory, I just assumed you were there that night. But I guess you were warm and cozy at home.
That was a Saturday game. I didn't even realize that I don't remember the crew going on the road that year. I remember doing the pregame show, but who knows? That was 2017. That was the year the Vikings ended up in the AFC or NFC Championship, and that was a rare thumping by the Vikings of the Packers at Lambeau Field. I remember that very well.
It was, and I'll make you chuckle because one of the things that I'll always remember about that, it was like, one of those nights that was like 4 degrees, 7 degrees, something like that. And I remember we were going to do a segment with Collinsworth on the field, and he had been out on the field for a while. And to the point to where I was starting to look at him going, his face is numb. Like his lips aren't moving the right way, right? And I remember just about 20 seconds before we came on air, he looked at me and he was like, "What are we talking about?" And I was like, this. And he's like, "Oh, yeah." And, of course, he was a pro and knew what he wanted to say. But that was a funny moment for me seeing, that moment unfold in live action there. But that's special, Mike, that you're going to get to go there. It's one of the coolest stadiums there is. And on top, go ahead, Mike.
We'll see. I still haven't gone through the full schedule week by week to figure out where I'm going to go and where I'm not going to go. But I really would like to go to Lambeau Field. We'll see how easy it is to get there. That's going to be the real question.
Right. So the Packers, though, when I do look at the Packers, we know they're talented, definitely. They, they didn't add a lot in free agency, right? So there's not like it's a new look team. I do feel like we're in a year here where there's some pressure on the Packers. It's been 3 years in a row of one and done in the playoffs, and I think the expectations are greater than that. We're not going to have Micah Parsons, it looks like, in the early part of the season because the ACL injury is a lot tougher to come back from a pass rusher compared to Patrick Mahomes, who plays quarterback. So, the Packers are one of those teams where I go, I know they're going to be good, but it's how good? Is it going to be 10-7, we just get in the playoffs good? Or can they turn the corner and play more consistent football and Jordan Love consistently play at a high level to where they can be 12-5, 13-4. And that's the big thing with the Packers. We felt like they were going that way last year, and then they lost that game in Denver, and everything changed.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.